Welcome to another episode of Meet the Experts. I believe this is episode 99 or 100. I'd have to go back and keep count. One good piece of news on Meet the Experts is because we are at around 100 episodes now, I have already gone through and I have been chopping up some of my favorite clips from past guests. Obviously, I'm not going to take 100 different guests and 100 different clips. If your clips don't make the best of, it doesn't mean that you weren't part of the best of. But just took some of the ones that were either funny or emotional or anything else. And we are going to do a big live episode where I'm going to do our best of the first 100. This Meet the Experts been around now for 3 years. We started during the pandemic, and it's our way of giving back and growing our network, right? So we're just creating video content with business owners, thought leaders, entrepreneurs, managers, people who have a product or service they want to sell or talk about in their local community. And we record an interview, let them tell their story, talk about what makes them awesome, and we give them the video. And it's been wonderful. If you stick around till the end of the episode today, I will tell you how you can be a guest on an upcoming Meet the Experts. And maybe someday you'll be in our best of for our 200th episode. Anyway, the episode, everything about Meet the Experts is powered by our software. It's an all-in-one marketing suite and CRM called Journey Builder. And we run the entire show, all the back end, all the client communication, all the guest communication through Journey Builder. If you'd like to learn more about Journey Builder and how that might fit in your small business, also stick around till the end of the show and I'll give you a way to get a hold of us and we will take care of it. Now, let's turn our attention to today's episode. I'm really looking forward to this one because Mattress by Appointment is a company that we work with both professionally, but I also as a consumer have bought mattresses from there. I met Michael Garza a few months ago through this process, and we'll probably dive into a little bit of that on today's episode, but he owns 2 stores out in California on the other coast. And looking forward to learning a little bit more about him and sharing his business with you. So let's go ahead, get started. Michael, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing so good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to have you. I kind of mentioned in the open there that, you know, I've bought mattresses from Mattress by Appointment twice,
Mhm.
and I feel like both times I got a great deal. It was the easiest process in the world because, I walked in, nobody else was in there. It was just me and my wife and the owner, right?
Yeah,
And I was able to go lay on mattress. I had the whole mattress store experience, but it was like a very one-to-one personal process.
it's pretty
Um,
cool, right?
it is. It's
Yeah.
an awesome thing. So before we get into kind of those services and how you help, let's just start with a little bit more about you, who you
Okay.
are, and kind of what you do and how you got to this point.
Totally. So, my name is Michael Garza. I live out here in Southern California, in a town called Mission Viejo. We love it out here. I have a wife, 3 kids, and I own 2 businesses.
That's awesome. So the
Yeah,
2 businesses are your 2 locations.
correct. Correct.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
So let's talk about those. You got these 2
totally.
locations, these 2 Mattress by Appointment stores. Now, seems like an unconventional business, right? Like you want to make an
Exactly.
appointment
Yep.
to come look at a mattress. Can you talk a little bit about your services and who they help and why you do it that way?
100%. So basically, we have a mattress store. Actually, we have 2. But like you said, it's totally unconventional. We're not like a traditional mattress store. We're not just open all day. We don't just hang out at the shop waiting for customers to come in. We meet there only by appointment. And the reason is just because it saves us money. We don't pay someone to be there all day. I don't hang out there all day myself. We don't pay for expensive advertising. Everything we do is to keep our overhead low. So that way we don't have to mark up our mattresses as much. And it's like a win-win. Everybody wins.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
Look, I, as a running a business, right? And I'm in a
Mm.
service business. I don't even have inventory. But
Yeah.
I look at like my software costs, my internet costs, my rent costs, my employee and contractors costs, and I'm looking and I'm like, all that stuff makes our prices go up. It just
Right.
does. It's just
Right.
economics. But with
Of
you
course.
guys, it's like owner operator, no employees,
Hmm.
lights are off and store is closed if you don't have an appointment, and then was it 50 to 80% off of the comparison retail prices, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy when you start to look around at some of the other mattress stores, which I used to be a customer of myself. It's funny because people always ask like, "What do you sleep on?" You know, and I always point to this bed, and I'm like, "I got this bed right here, and I got it at Jerome's, and I spent about 6 grand on it. Whereas if I would have got it here, I would have paid less than half of that." And
Uh,
it's like me and my wife were so frustrated when we found out how much these things actually cost. So it's funny.
that's awesome. My
Yeah.
wife and I, we got the first time we bought from Mattress by Appointment here in Greensboro.
Uh huh.
Um, we got it's the split king adjustable, right?
Yep.
So we each have our own remote.
Mm,
And when I look at what those things cost everywhere else,
yeah.
it's like $6,000-$7,000.
Mm,
And we walked out for roughly 3,500,
yeah.
and I was thrilled. I was like, this is my bed for the next 20 years. It's comfortable when I'm snoring. Like my wife has literally gotten up out of bed, walked around, grabbed my remote, and brought my head up. There's nights. So, but then my daughter, who's growing, she's 8
Yeah.
now, she's already on like her fourth bed, because you
Mm,
go from crib to the little toddler bed to the twin to the now she's got the full. And
right.
we went back to Mattress by Appointment, and again, loved the experience and got a great deal on a mattress. And I just think the process is amazing. um all right, so how long have you been doing this?
I have been in an owner for almost 2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't get to be in business 2 years. You don't get to open a second location if you're not doing something right. You got to be
Yeah.
making somebody happy, right?
Yeah.
And I know that getting online reviews is a big part of what you do, because in full disclaimer fashion, I also help a lot of dealers, including yourself, market your business online.
Right.
Um, so is there like a testimonial or a win that you've gotten that just kind of keeps you getting up every day and you're like, that's why I do what I do?
No. Yeah. The first thing that comes to my mind is we had a customer in our shop maybe about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And it was must have been about 7 o'clock at night, maybe 8 o'clock at night. Uh, we get a phone call to our mattress phone, and me and my wife look at each other and we're like, we're not usually past a certain time, we don't like take calls, you know. And her phone rang, my phone rang. We're like, what the heck? And then we get a text. And this guy's like, hey, I know it's late, but my mom really needs a new mattress. She just got out from surgery. I think she had surgery on her foot or something like that.
Mm.
She just got out from surgery and she really needs a new mattress. Like, can you guys help me out? And I looked at my wife and I was like, hey, sounds like this guy really needs some help. So I went in and was able to meet him. Met him, got to know him a little bit. Like I said, his mom just got out of surgery. She's been sleeping on an air mattress on the ground,
Mm.
and she just really needed a new bed, like ASAP. She because like I said, she just got out of surgery. So we were able to help him. Same day delivery. He came in, picked out a mattress, delivered it. I think we had it delivered by 8:30, something like that. And the mom got to sleep in a brand new bed. Helped him set up the whole frame and everything. And it was just nice to be able to really go above and beyond for someone who really needed it. And I think that's kind of what sets us apart, is that, like you said, you meet one on one with us, so we really get to know you, get to know your situation, and help you find exactly what you're looking for.
Man, I love that. And I love that kind of going above and beyond nature. I love the fact that the process is so simple and you can deliver, right?
Yep.
If you're reading the ticker at the bottom of the screen, I mean, we've got it on here like 50 to 80% less than retail.
Yep.
Financing, which is something we haven't talked about, but I think we're
Yep.
going to come back to that.
Totally.
Uh, and same day delivery whenever possible. I think it's just great that you've got somebody in your local community that is there to help you. It's not just like, the big box, like you might
Right.
get one of 10 salespeople on the floor who've been sitting around picking their nose all day, right? It's like, no, I'm here. It's 7:30 at night. I'm like, if your mom, you've got a real need.
Yeah.
I will make, I will make an exception to my normal rule because you do have this need and I want to help. And I
Right.
love that attitude and that
Yeah.
spirit. That's amazing. Um, how did you get here? Like earned it, learned it, improved your authority. I don't know if there's any titles or certifications you need to be a mattress dealer, but just getting to this point in running a business,
Yeah.
what's your educational background like?
So my background is actually in personal training. I used to run a personal training business down in San Diego. Now we moved up to Orange County, and I decided. People always ask me like, "How'd you get into mattresses? Like why mattresses? So random." And what I always tell people is down in San Diego, like I said, I have a wife and three kids, and it's not cheap to live in Southern California. So, and my wife is a stay-at-home mom. So down in San Diego, I was running my own personal training business, but it took me a good, 2.5, 3 years to really build up a client base. Um, to be able to support my family down in Southern California. And when we decided to move to Orange County, I didn't have another 2 or 3 years to really be put into to building a whole new client base. And so there's actually 500 of us who do this across the United States and Canada. And one of my friends in Iowa, Brad Zood, uh, I saw him doing it on TikTok. He was posting some videos. I hit him up. I was like, dude, I want to do this. And he linked me up with the company, and the rest is history. I moved up to Orange County, opened up my first location. And yeah, and I love what I really love about it is, like I said, I really get to help people. And I get people that need, obviously a brand new mattress, but I get to save them money. And, it gives me the flexibility to be the father and the husband that I really want to be without being
I
tied to a job or tied to, schedules and stuff like that.
absolutely love that. As a dad, I love that. Like
Yes,
exactly what you just said. I think
exactly.
it's so critical. It probably ties in really well with my next question to you.
Mm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, just I think that freedom and just going after it. Again, I ask 100 entrepreneurs, and I bet you 95 say, "Oh, it wasn't my college education. It was my on-the-job training. It was
Yeah,
my school of hard knocks that got me
yeah,
to be
yeah,
successful." Right? You just
yeah,
have to get in there and do it. Get your hands dirty.
yeah.
Um, you just mentioned being a dad, and I'm sure that this is probably where we're going with this. But if I just said, "Hey, Michael, tell me something," it can be professionally, personally, a
Mm.
combination, one or the other. Tell me something you're thankful for. How do you answer that?
Mm, well, first, I'm just thankful to God for all the
Love it.
blessings that we have in my life, but just my family in general. Just being able to spend time with them, watch them grow. My oldest kid is 10, and my youngest is 2, so I have young kids. And just being able to be with them every day, like take them to school, pick them up from school, put them to bed, do all that kind of stuff. I'm just super grateful to be able to be in that position.
I love it. That's we are parallel worlds, my friend. It's
Yeah.
I only have one. She's 8,
Mm.
but again, just being able to get up every day, take her to school before I come into the office,
Right.
having the freedom and the flexibility to kind of do the things we need to do, or go see
Mhm.
her at cheer practice or basketball practice or whatever we're doing. We just went to the Polar Express last week. I had to take a day or two
Nice.
out of the office, but it was, I could do it,
Yeah,
and that's always a blessing. So I
totally.
love it when people I absolutely love it when my guests say that they're grateful to God, because that's another something that aligns with me personally,
Mm,
and then family,
mm,
which is really most important.
I love it.
All right, I've got one question left, and I
Okay.
want to go deep on this one because I know how the business works from
Right.
working with, over 100 dealers over 5 years.
Yeah.
Um, but I really want to kind of hear from you. A lot of businesses put, FAQ sections on their website.
Yeah.
Uh, you get the same questions over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'll give you all the time in the world. You could do one, you could do two, you could do three, but
Okay.
what are some of those common questions that people ask? And I would
Mhm.
just ask that you say what that question is and then go ahead and answer it.
Got it. Got it. Um, it's funny because we were waiting to record this session here, I got a message on my phone asking a question, and it just was like, man, this is what everybody asks, you know. And it's like he just said, "What's the deal with the mattresses?" You know, because you see the advertising and you're just like, you're not really sure. You're like, what's going on? And people are always like, what? How can you sell these mattresses for so much cheaper than some of the other stores? And I've already touched on it a few different times inside this video, but just to kind of wrap it up all into one little section here, is that it's just because everything we do is to keep our overhead low. It's literally just me. We don't have any employees. I accept the deliveries. I deliver the mattresses. I set up the store, literally do everything myself. I don't pay anybody else. Okay. Next, there's 500 of us to do this across the United States and Canada. So we have really good relationships with all the distributors and everything like that. Um, and and all that equal and our shop is super small. I think my place is like 1,200 square feet. And people come in, they're like, man, I wasn't expecting it to be so small. That's because everything we do is, like I said, just the opposite of retail. So we don't have set hours. We don't hang out there all day. We don't pay people to be there all day. It's just all that adds up to saving both of us money.
I
So I would
love
say
that.
that's like the first most commonly asked question. Next question I would say is, how much am I going to spend? What's like the average cost of the bed? And it's always tough to say, because what I've learned over the past 2 years of being in the mattress business is everyone has a different definition of comfortability or what's comfortable to them. Literally everyone, even from a husband and wife, it's like completely different. And people always like, oh, I just want a comfortable one, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't really tell me anything. you know and so, what we tell people is our queens, they start at 150, kings start at 275, and then both of them, they just kind of go up from there in price, just depending on what we have in the store at the time and what's comfortable to them. But what we tell people is everything is brand new and wrapped in plastic, and everything is marked like 50 to 80% off of the same price you'd pay at like a big retail store. So like I said, the price, it just really just depends on, and this, when we accept people into our store, I always say, hey, there's no wrong way to pick a mattress. You really just got to let your body tell you what's right for you. This is the most expensive here, goes down to the least expensive over there. Literally, I recommend laying on every single one. Try them all out. Let your body tell you what's comfortable to you. And that's what's cool about meeting one on one with me, is that I get to walk you through and help you find the mattress that's really going to serve not only your back but your back pocket as well.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that brings us to the third most commonly asked question is like, you know, uh, I don't necessarily want to get the 150, but I don't want to get the most expensive one either, but I only have, 200 bucks. And that's where our payment plan comes in. We offer great payment plans. It's crazy because I would say about 70 to 80% of people who come in and buy a mattress from me end up using the payment plan. And I think they do that because it's 90 days, same as cash. There's no extra fees. There's no extra charges. There's no interest. There's nothing like that. And the cool thing is they don't really care about credit. As long as you have income and a checking account, that's basically all they care about. So what that means to you is that you could literally pay $20 today, be sleeping on a brand new mattress tonight and have 90 days to pay it off with no additional fees, no interest or anything like that, all without using your credit. So it's a really great option. A lot of people like to use it. And it's even people who they have a big chunk of change to be like buying a bed, but they think like, man, I might as well just take some of this money and go out to dinner tonight and, pay this thing off over 90 days. That's 3 months, so that it's a great option everyone loves to use.
I I love those. I've done all of them.
Yeah.
I remember my experience of going in
Mm.
and Jeff here in Greensboro just
Yep.
was like, I was like, what about this one? He's like, lay on it. What
Yeah.
about this one? Lay on it. What about
Yeah.
this one? Lay on it. It was like,
Yep.
lay on any mattress you want. We'll talk about that. And then for me, uh, we probably could have bought the mattress out of our checking account, but
Right.
it was free money.
Right.
It was
Exactly.
like, 90 days. I think ours was 90 days.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, it's 0% interest for 90 days. They are just basically giving us the money
Right.
and we can just split it into 3 payments
Exactly.
and boom. And then, again, I like the thing that you said about, maybe I don't want first of all, 150 for a queen and 275 for a king. I mean, holy mackerel, that doesn't exist. Oh
Right.
wait, but it does, because you
Right.
can go into your store and get that. But even if we said like, well, maybe I want like a $500 king or a $600 king, and I go one step up,
Yep.
um, you know, it's gonna be pretty darn comfortable. I mean, I know the lowest ones may not be comfortable to everybody, um, but look, if that's what you're working with, I think then
Yeah, we
at
got you.
least you have the options.
Exactly.
You need a
Exactly.
bed. So man, I love it. I love the model. I love working with dealers, especially as a marketing agency, to have the opportunity to work with you and
Mm.
other dealers on a day-to-day basis. I absolutely love it. We've learned a lot about how the business works, and then as a two-time customer, uh, I, I kind of understand that buying side, and I love the buying process. To me, it's the easiest. If you are looking for a mattress and maybe you don't live in Southern California, um, I would say just go on Google, search for Mattress by Appointment near you, literally Mattress by Appointment near me. You do that search, or go to mattressbyappointment.com and search for a dealer
Yep.
near you. But whatever you need to do, I think you owe it to yourself. If you need a new mattress, or you're just thinking about a new mattress, or if somebody's talking to you at church or at a networking event or at school, some function, just say, hey, I heard about Mattress by Appointment. Go check them out. You will not, I promise, this is Michael's words here. I promise you will not be disappointed. And if you are, you can email me about it and
Uh,
I'll work with it. But Michael, any final parting thoughts? I think we covered pretty much the gamut.
no, I
Anything
think we
else you
covered
want to add?
everything. No, nothing that I can think of. Feel free to reach out. I think my number's scrolling down below.
It is.
That's my direct line. Call me, have a conversation. Love to hear about what you're looking for. And happy to help you.
Awesome. As a matter of fact, while we let's just wait. Here it comes. Let's just make sure we say that number. So in Santa Ana, which is your Fountain Valley, right?
Yeah,
Location, which is
Fountain
Santa
Valley,
Ana.
Santa Ana, kind of like Costa Mesa, all those areas right there. If you're local in Southern California, you already know if Santa Ana is near you. Like I said, we do have two locations. So we have one in Santa Ana and one down in Laguna Hills. And so whatever area kind of services you better, happy to meet you at either one.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna let that number come back up, and I'm gonna read it out. I know it was nine
perfect.
four nine something.
Yep, nine four
Let's
nine. I know 776-7409. Is the one in Santa Ana, and then the one for in Laguna Hills. That's my wife's phone number, so we're gonna have to wait for that one
There
to.
we go. It's coming right up. So yeah, so 949-776-7409 for Santa Ana. Laguna Hills is 949-670-5991. Call it, text it.
Yep.
Just go ahead and book an appointment. Like I said, you have to have an appointment. Don't just show up because
Yeah, don't show
it
up.
probably won't be there.
Yep.
And book your appointment. Michael, thank you so much for coming on Meet the Experts. It's been a pleasure
Thanks,
to
Jay.
have you. I'm so glad that we were
Appreciate
able
it.
to do this.
Yep.
Talk soon.
Take care.
All right. Look, if you couldn't tell, I do a lot of Meet the Experts episodes. We do them all the time. 90% of the episodes, I didn't really know the owner prior to. I didn't know a lot about the business. I kind of come on and then I just start asking questions because I'm trying to understand the business, learn the business. With Mattress by Appointment, I literally am a customer twice, and I know a lot of these dealers. We work with them. We're using our Journey Builder software to help them book appointments and manage leads, drive leads into their business, people who are looking for mattresses. So I'm really intimately familiar. Trust me, if you're in Southern California, near Santa Ana, Laguna Hills, call Michael, book an appointment. You can call, you can text, you can Facebook message, any of the ways that you can reach out. Even has a web page that you could go to and chat in and get an appointment that way. I highly recommend them. Absolutely. I did promise that if you stuck around till the end of the episode and you would like to be a future guest on Meet the Experts, we're going to talk about two things real quick that I would show you. First, I did say Meet the Experts is powered by Journey Builder, all-in-one marketing software solution. So just think about managing your entire customer database, being able to have your website builder, landing page builder, email marketing, text marketing, reputation and review management, all of the things all under one roof, and being able to take notes and add tasks and do everything with all of your contacts and be able to communicate with them and manage all your conversations all in one software instead of needing Calendly and HubSpot and MailChimp and insert X, Y, and Z software here all under one roof. That's what Journey Builder does. We use it to manage all of our communication for Meet the Experts. But if you want to be a future guest on Meet the Experts, all you need to do is visit www.meettheexpertspodcast.com. It's not really a podcast. It's called the Anti-Podcast. I could tell you why on our sound check. But go to meettheexpertspodcast.com, read all about it, watch a couple of the videos that we have on there, and then just book your time for a sound check. That's a time where you'll get together with Chris from our team, learn a little bit more about the episode. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. It's free. We'll just do it. You'll do the sound check, make sure everything looks good, sounds good, and then you'll book a time to do the actual recording. So if you want to do it, www.meettheexpertspodcast.com. Our next episode is going to be our best of. We may actually do it before this episode. It's going to be side by side. That one will be live again. We're going to go back to our roots. We used to do them all live. We're going to do that one live. So stick around, stay tuned. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas holiday season. Happy New Year, and looking forward to more episodes in 2024. Hey, before you go to bed tonight, say something nice to somebody else, and we'll talk to you soon.